It's time.
It's the end of the first week on Crossroads on Tour, and today we're going to be talking to you about how it's been going. While we were in Swan Hill and Renmark, we were right next to the Murray. It was pretty cool, right Mick?
Yeah, very cool.
We actually had a tour of the Murray. It was pretty fun.
Very fun.
What do you think of the little boat we went in?
It was a paddle steamer boat, and it had little paddle, not little paddles, they were very big, and they went around and around and pushing us along the river. It was very cool. And it was one of the ones from way back, like it was an original one. They didn't build it. It was back from the old times.
Later that day, after dinner, we went to a light show about the heart of the Murray River. It was very good.
The heartbeat even?
The heart.
There was a lot of mist.
And there was lasers and fire.
Fire was hot.
And you enjoyed the fake snow.
You can't even grab it. It disappears before you touch it.
Oh wow. They told us about the history of the Murray River and the megafauna.
The giant short-faced kangaroo and the other dude I forgot the name of.
The wombat doodlehead.
The wombat doodlehead.
They sprayed mist into the air and then projected images onto the water to make it look like it was stuff.
Little mist sprayers, and it spreaded like a fan, and then they projected like lasers and stuff, and then the image showed up on the mist.
After Swan Hill, what was our next stop?
Renmark.
The next caravan park was Renmark. It was probably the best caravan park so far. It had a jumpy pillow, it had chess, it had a playground, it had another playground, it had a basketball court, it had a gym, it had a games room. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It had a water park playground.
I forgot about that. It had a water park playground. It was also on the
Did you use the water park playground?
No, but it was
Did you
there.
use the gym? No. Did you
But it
use
was
the
cool.
games room?
But it was there.
It was there and it was cool.
So, for the past 4 days, we've been in Flinders Ranges. And what have we done here, Joel?
We've gone on a walk. The walk was to this really small house and to a lookout.
Was it in there? What's that called?
I don't know what the mountains are called.
Wilpena Pound?
Yes.
We have done a copper mine tour. The scenic drive.
We went to that restaurant and we ate the kangaroo and the emu and the camel. I like the emu the best. It was really good. What was your favourite bit, Beanie?
My favourite bit would have to be the coal mine tour that take that back. My favourite bit was definitely the copper mine tour that we went on this morning. We learned that, okay, so the copper mine dudes, they would wake up in the morning and they would go to the copper mines and they would mine all day and then they would go home.
For how long?
12 hours a day, 6 days a week. They would get 1 day off, 2 days off.
No, 1 day.
2 days.
1 day.
2 days. One day.
And you were sent to work at the age of like 14.
No.
No?
When you were 10, you were sent to work.
Oh, okay.
And then at the age of 14, you had to work in the mines.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. She's
And
right.
there was only 12 deaths in 40 years.
Mm.
And Daddy went
Better
on a
colours.
fossil tour
Yes.
and he loved it.
So yes, I got to tick off a huge bucket list item by finally being able to go to the Nilpena station, where we did the Ediacaran Hills fossil tour. Got to see the station itself, which was interesting. We had the owner of the station, Ross, who actually discovered these fossils in the hills on his station. He took us around the ranch, showed us the old wool shed, which was interesting in itself, but the actual attraction of the hills and the Ediacaran fossils up there in the hills was absolutely amazing. There were paleontologists actually working on the hill adjacent to us, lots of digs going on around those hills, but we got to see the main section where they were first found. Some of the favourite fossils there were definitely the Dickinsonia, which is the disc-shaped one, the Spragina, which is the first multicellular animal to have a head and a tail and bilateral symmetry. Just absolutely awesome preservation there. A real snapshot of the seafloor 550 million years ago. Would have been shallow, would have been covered in bacterial mats, and these first multicellular creatures were taking advantage of that and sucking up that mat and feeding off that. Just a real wonderful experience. And just while we have you here, we'll give you a bit of an update on the Xetts on Tour board game challenge. As you can see, we have Ellie, who has zoomed out to a big lead, closely followed by myself, and Mother is trailing behind a little bit. We've got a little bit of a point scoring system where everyone gets points for playing, and first gets maximum points.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Xetts on Tour. See you next time.
Above the tallest tree, courage will come your way. It's the need that burns, the trust that shines when you climb out of the shade. Your high awakes the things you wanna be. Where the air's thin and sweeps you off your feet. Where the heart is, when the light's at your side, and the face ready.
It's a bit smaller.
He's running.
Okay. Oh, he's back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. Today we're going to be talking about the Flinders Ranges. Wait, what?
The what? The Flinders reindeers?